In this video, I want to go over some new Nintendo eShop deals that are live today, some pretty good deals, so let's get right into it. First up, we have Axiom Verge, which is 50% off for $9.99. This is a Metroidvania title, and it has an old school look to it. The description notes, this is the action-adventure you've been waiting decades for. After a lab accident, a scientist awakens in a mysterious alien world. Is this a distant planet, the far future, or a complex virtual reality computer simulation? Plumb the recesses of a large labyrinth world in order to learn its secrets and uncover your role within it. Discover tons of weapons, items, and abilities, each with their own unique behaviors and usage. Again, $10. Pretty good deal for Axiom Verge, a relatively well-received game. I should say very well-received game, to be perfectly honest. Next up, we have 80s Overdrive, which is seeing a steep discount down to just $4. This is a 60% discount. 80s Overdrive is a 2D pixel art racing game designed to take you back in time to when 8 and 16-bit consoles and arcade games ruled the world. Compete against opponents in career mode to unlock new races, buy new cards, and upgrade them with state-of-the-art technologies. Try your skill in time attack mode and see how far you can get in this race against the clock. Create your own tracks with built-in track generator and easily share them with your friends. The game features 2 game modes and a racing track editor, 6 retro supercars, 8 unique visual themes, 18 synth and retro wave music scores, tons of retro handcrafted pixel perfect joy. Again, 60% off for just $4. Next up, we have Call of Juarez Gunslinger, 50% off for $9.99. Call of Juarez has been around for a very long time, going back to the 360 days. Might have even been on the PS2, not perfectly sure about that. Gunslinger is a more recent game that was released on PC and a couple other platforms quite a while ago. Then it came to the Nintendo Switch, and it has you stand against the deadliest gunslingers who ever lived, from gold mines to saloons. Call of Juarez Gunslinger is a real homage to the Wild West tales. Live the epic and violent journey of a ruthless bounty hunter on the trail of the West's most notorious outlaws. Blurring the lines between man and myth, this adventure made of memorable encounters unveils the untold truth behind some of the greatest legends of the Old West. Hunt the legendary outlaws, become the Wild West finest, relive the glory of the Wild West, and enhance for the Nintendo Switch as well. Feel like a true gunslinger thanks to motion control and HD rumble. Game's file size is 2.7 gigabytes, so that should be noted. A single player action title, 50% off for $10.
Available now on Nintendo.
Next up, we have a Solstice Chronicles MIA, which is down to $6. That is a 60% off discount. Solstice Chronicles MIA is a sci-fi action shooter introducing smart mechanics and skills that give you multiple ways to tackle the challenge. In a dead colony on Mars, a corporate marine is left far behind enemy lines with the unlikely help of an insurgent drone. He faces a battle for survival against an army of murderous, mindless mutants and worse things. Game's features note fluid and exciting twin-stick combat against fiendish foes on Mars, key tactical decisions to be made with your accompanying drone, a variety of weapons, each with fantastic effects for killing enemies. Develop your skills with Assault, Demolition, Hellfire, or Terminator classes. Find the style that suits you the best. Play the story or have a quick fight in the survival mode. Redesigned for Nintendo Switch, including exclusive local co-op play to share the battle. The game's file size is 2.1 gigabytes. And again, it does support up to local 2-player cooperative play.
Using my block.
And when we were in a good spot, she'd sound a siren and taunt them.
Yeah, that was fun. We just had to be careful not to overdo it.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Well, you know how we had to be careful not to raise the threat level too high.
Wait, what?
We had to balance our use of tactical modules. You didn't know that?
How the hell would I know that?
Next up, we have They Bleed Pixels, which is seeing a pretty steep discount down to $4.49. A fiendishly difficult action platformer inspired by weird fiction and gothic horror. As an anonymous student of the Academy for Troubled Young Ladies, you must battle through your nightmares to defeat a curse that's slowly transforming your body into a clawed demonic form. Game definitely lives true to its name in terms of bleeding pixels. Game's file size is only 293 megabytes, so a small download. Key features: no, pick your difficulty, use the environments against your enemies. Striking art style mixes lo-fi pixel art with organic ink and paper textures. You've got 150 skill-based badges unlocked, bonus guest levels, and illustrations by comic and game artists, and you've got a pretty good soundtrack to boot. $4.49, again, a pretty steep discount here, and that is a 70% off discount. Next up, we have a game that I would say is not very good in Agony. It is seeing a 90% off discount to $2. Now, I wanted to give this a mention just because going back to when this game was first announced and the hype leading up to its release, there was an enormous level of buzz and hype leading into this game's release, and it has some interesting elements. You know, $20 was its initial release price on the Nintendo Switch. Absolutely not worth that. Down to $2, 90% off. Might be something just for the sake of it to check out. Just don't go into it expecting something incredible. It is 7.7 gigabytes, so a steep download as well, so bear that in mind. But yeah, for $2, I thought, you know, let's give it a mention. Next up, here's a pretty good one. Phantom Doctrine is 90% off for $2. Now, Phantom Doctrine is actually very reminiscent of something of an XCOM game featuring turn-based, tactics-based gameplay. Obviously, it's not as good as XCOM 2, it's not as well thought out as an XCOM, but it's still pretty interesting. The year is 1983, the world teeters on the verge of destruction as the Cold War tightens its icy grip. East of West, trust no one, question everything, the fate of humanity rests in your hands as you pit spy versus spy in Tactical Phantom Drone. In Tactical Phantom Doctrine, this is a game that, again, $20 might be a little bit steep, but at just $2, that's a pretty good deal. File size is 6.6 gigabytes.
As we speak, we can't trust anyone.
We're on our own. We need to disappear. New identities. New faces. We have to keep one step ahead.
And lastly, I do want to give a mention to TERRORHYTHM. This is 80% off for just $2, so another pretty good deal for the rhythm-driven action beat-em-up. This saw a release on PC back in October of 2018, got a mixed reception over there, but hey, for $2, another game with a pretty steep discount, and it has a unique, being a rhythm-based action beat-em-up, I thought I would give that a mention, especially at that low price point. Again, this one is 80% off and only 470 megabytes. So that's going to wrap up this one. Again, a ton of new deals on the Nintendo eShop on some lower key titles. Wanted to make mention of all of them. Check them out. Links in the description box below. That's going to wrap up this one. Thank you for watching and goodbye.